Samsung has recently been heavily criticized, and the electronics behemoth has been forced to abandon its chapter of the book to move forward with some new plans for designing smartphones. The difference is insignificant, but what Samsung did to create the Galaxy Alpha smartphones was enough for critics to appreciate it and accept it as a new idea from the company. The metallic frame on the sides of the device easily distinguished the Galaxy Alpha as a standout in Samsung's Galaxy lineup. But before we continue, kindly hit the notification button to be notified when next I post new videos. Without further ado, let's dive into it. We didn't completely despise the Galaxy S5's design because, while it is true to smartphones of Samsung all have the same design, we never felt that the company needed to make any changes. After all, these were all designed for ease of use, handling, and comfort. The design was the sole reason for many people not purchasing this, and the Galaxy Alpha now has the same reason as its USP. The phone is significantly smaller and slimmer than the Galaxy S5, but it's precise. Because of this piece feels so good in the hand. The beveled edge on the sides, raised corners on the real metal frame, and the different smooth but the ditched texture on the back all contribute to the Alpha's comfort and good feel. But is the Galaxy Alpha the best smartphone on the market? Samsung has made a lot of compromises, unlike other brands, that have accepted the fact that while specifications don't always make a big difference, the spec sheet is what users look at before making a purchase decision. Even Motorola felt compelled to do so, and thus the new Moto X arrived with the most up-to-date specifications. With the design, Samsung has made a good first step. When specs are taken into account, however, they place the foot in the wrong place. The display size is kept at 4.7 inches, but Samsung has given it an HD resolution, and the camera compromise is also similar. With the Galaxy Alpha sporting a 12-megapixel rear camera, there's also no micro SD card slot, despite the 32 GB of internal storage. Because the US model has a Snapdragon 801 chipset and the international model has an Exynos 5 octa-core processor. Samsung has managed to give the phone enough power to keep it among the best in terms of performance. This is a rare attempt by Samsung to sell a device based on its design rather than its functionality. The attempt didn't fail because the compromise with the specs isn't too significant, and the Galaxy Alpha is capable of performing well without breaking a sweat thanks to its high internal power. Anyone who's been a fan of Apple for the iPhone design and size, as well as Samsung for its brand value, will be able to easily relate between the Galaxy Alpha and the iPhone 5S. Both have chamfered edges, a metallic frame, a rectangular side profile, and a fingerprint scanner. The striking similarities, however, do not detract the Alpha's Samsung favor, as the company has continued to use the same polycarbonate material for the back cover, and the front design is identical to previous Samsung smartphone designs. The dimpled back seen on the Galaxy S5 is absent here, but the dotted texture on the removable back cover remains, and it feels better. It's not the first time we've noticed a texture pattern on the front, below the glass panel. The power button on the right and the volume button on the left are both difficult to press, which gives you more comfort when operating them. The Alpha has a heart rate sensor on the back, as well as an LED flash for the camera. And like the Galaxy S5 and Note 4, the home button has a fingerprint scanner. The bottom frame is slightly wider towards the micro USB port area, which changes the corners of the back cover, and it also houses the speaker grill and a microphone. The secondary microphone is located on the top next to the headset jack. Because the back cover is removable, there is no SIM card slot on the side. For those who have complained about the difficult-to-use 5.1-inch display on the Galaxy S5 or any competitor phone, the 4.7-inch display on the front is a perfect size for one-handed operation. The user can easily reach the corners of the screen, and in terms of display quality, it's a 720p Super AMOLED display with such brilliant color output, good viewing angles, and good brightness under sunlight. When compared to flagships like the Xperia Z3 and the LG G3, the display was even brighter and easier to read on. However, the pixel density is low, which is not noticeable, but is a factor that keeps it low-key when compared. There is one issue that Samsung users have recently complained about. It's the color saturation, where the bluish tone is more than natural. And while Samsung provides some option to change the color mode, the bluish color will not go away. The same effect can be seen in the Galaxy Alpha, though it is greatly reduced, making it almost identical to the color output on Sony Xperia smartphones, which have perfect white balance. There are no surprises here. Samsung has layered the TouchWiz UI over the Android KitKat OS, and it's similar to that on the Galaxy S5 with differently designed quick settings and setting sections, as well as many differences from the standard TouchWiz UI. The My Magazine news aggregator replaces the first home screen, and there are multiple home screens for the user's convenience, where the shortcuts or widgets can be placed. Pulling down the notification panel reveals a plethora of quick settings, which the user can edit and rearrange. There isn't a lot of bloatware here, as there is only a few S apps in addition to the Google Play apps. Studio, Galaxy Apps Marketplace, S Health, S Planner, and S Voice are among the Samsung apps. The S Health is similar to the one found on the flagships. The Galaxy Alpha's finger scanner is more accurate than what we saw on the Galaxy S5, though it could be due to the software tweaks rather than the hardware. There are options for download booster, ultra power saving mode, and screen mirroring, as well as Smart Stay, Smart Pause, and multi-window. Apart from gestures, including palm swipe to capture, and Air View, Samsung has managed to cram in all of the personalized features such as easy mode, locking mode, and private mode. To put it succinctly, the performance is quick. There was no such app or section where we noticed the phone lagging even slightly. Even high-end game performed as they were being played on a flagship smartphone, and why shouldn't they? The processor and GPU combination is one of the latest and greatest, and the 2GB RAM was adequate for multitasking. That puts a strain on the battery, and as expected there was some rapid battery drain, particularly when the screen is active and graphics are being played. So did you expect the 1860 mAh battery to last a long time? However, this was the case when we attempted to check on purpose. The Alpha performs admirably on basic usage with little data network connectivity. The main source of concern is only when you watch videos or play games on the phone. Otherwise, everything appears to be fine with the battery, which appears to be low on capacity, given that the phone has an HD AMOLED display and some heavy core powering. The Galaxy Alpha's 12-megapixel camera was another compromised feature, but we understand these are unavoidable, and the 12-megapixel camera does not disappoint. In both photo and video capture, the photos were crisp, clear, and had good color reproduction. Even when viewed on larger screens, and while the 4K video recording capability doesn't appear to be anything special. It's worth noting that Samsung has tweaked the software quite well to take full advantage of the 12-megapixel camera module. Though the Alpha camera produced good results in bright light, it struggled a little in low light. There was detail loss, focusing on an object took longer than usual, and the shutter became too slow. Another issue with the Alpha and 4K recording video was the storage space. A minute of 4K video takes up to 420 MB, which is a concern for regular shooters due to Alpha's limited storage space. As usual, the camera app is brimming with options and effects for users to experiment with. Beauty face, shot, and more, panorama, virtual tour, and dual camera are some of the modes available. You can check out the quality of the camera in the camera review, which will be up soon. The good thing about the Galaxy Alpha was its connectivity, as it didn't drop calls or disconnect even when on a low network. Unlike some other smartphones, we noticed doing it to switch to a lower band network, which was quite annoying. The Alpha performed admirably in terms of connectivity, not only with calls but also with data networks and Wi-Fi. Having a plethora of options is not ideal, but performing well with them is, and Alpha excelled in this regard. The battery in the Galaxy Alpha is a deal breaker if you are a traveler who does not rely heavily on Wi-Fi networks, because browsing on a data network consumes a significant amount of battery. When it comes to flagship smartphones this year, the battery on the Moto X, the second gen, is also in question, but the latter performs slightly better than the Galaxy Alpha in this case. The speakers are well placed at the bottom of the phone, but the output level is low, and this cannot be compared to most flagships, which produce higher decibel levels without distortion. The sound quality is excellent with a very crisp and clean sound, but the volume level is somewhat disappointing. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for spending some time with us, and if you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button and the notification bell and subscribe to our channel to get access to more interesting videos from us. Until next time.